There we go. Okay. So looking at Sophie again, let's zoom way out here. We've got our channel. It's a nice channel. This is the main reason we got into this play in the first place, way down here at the bottom of the channel. We're still up from when we entered. Today we were up quite nicely. It ran all the way up to 1520-ish, but then it's starting to retrace back down. But we've still got a green candle for the day. Last Friday was a nice green candle. As you can see, we're still bouncing off of this support line. So I'm still expecting to see green. I'm still expecting this to work its way towards the resistance channel, or the resistance part of the channel. Now we're going to get red days along the way. That's going to happen. That's why we have our expiration date so far out. You could try to scalp those red days if you want to. You could try to say, okay, this looks like it's going down today. I'm going to sell and wait until it goes down a bit and try to get in at a better price. You can do that. But I'd recommend against it unless you're an experienced trader and you know what you're doing. Otherwise, just let it ride. We have plenty of time. The only time we should start worrying is if this breaks down past our support line here. Then we can consider getting out. But until then, I'm just going to let this ride and see how far we can get it to go, while continually raising your stop loss along the way. So there's no reason that anybody should lose on this trade as long as you're raising up your stop loss as we go. Let's say this channel continues to go up, we raise our stop loss, and then all of a sudden it drops. You've at least locked in your profits, and then we can move on to the next trade. But Sophie is still looking good. I still like the way Sophie looks. We're still, our RSI is still oversold. So we've got lots of room to grow here. So still in Sophie. Plug is down today. Like I said, a lot of the stocks are down today because of the Omicron fear in the market. PayPal with a gap down and then a little bit of a recovery today, but just choppy, sideways chop. Not liking PayPal yet. Cisco looks pretty good. Let's see what we got here. Matter of fact, let's delete all these lines and see if we can do some charting on this. So let's draw a horizontal resistance line. Right around here is a nice little resistance, so we can draw a line there. Alt H. I want these lines to be solid. Okay, so this previous resistance line, looking at this, looks like it is turned into a new support for Cisco because it broke past the resistance, came down, and now it looks like it's starting to bounce off of it. Let's look and see where we've got some support. So it looks like we've got support here. So we'll draw a support line there. Alt H. And then you can see that we've got a bit of a channel formed here. But again, like I just said, it broke past this resistance line. So we could start seeing this might chop for a little bit before we see a next leg up. So this actually doesn't look too bad. Let's zoom way out here and see if we can draw an uptrend channel line. Forgive me if my voice is a bit harsh today. I'm a little under the weather. Don't believe that it's COVID, but I do have a bit of a cold. I don't like that. Hold on. Say something more like that from our gap down. Matter of fact, let's do a Fibonacci retracement. This looks like a decent one for a Fibonacci retracement. So for a fib retracement, hold on. We go to our low, which we can use this low here, and we drag it up to our high. So low, drag it up to our high. Now, if we were to retrace, we've got our 0.23, 0.38, 0.5, 0.61. You typically don't see them retrace this far. Normally it's around the 0.23 or 0.38. So if we do see a retracement on Cisco, we'd probably see something like this. If it retraces, there's a good chance that it will just continue and make a new leg up. So which way it's going to go is kind of hard to tell right now. We can try to look at some news. No, there's really no big news here. So no catalyst news is really to look at. Something we're just going to have to keep an eye on. Let's get rid of this fib retracement because that kind of just makes it confusing. But when I look at this, I mean, honestly, it's really hard to tell. It really looks like it's bouncing off of this new support line here, is what it looks like it wants to do. But at the same time, we've got an RSI that says we're overbought. So it's something we'll have to keep an eye on. But I will bring this down just a hair, set an alert, see if it breaks past it. Okay. Carvana, just chopping. Up and down, up and down. Choppity chop for Carvana. Facebook, gap down today. Can get rid of this channel. This is no longer in play. Huge red candle on Facebook. Draw some resistance. Draw some support. And we're like right in the middle of that. So if Facebook or Meta platforms, they like to call it now, decides that it wants to continue downward, we'd probably see a bounce around the $308 area. But it could very well just recover the next day too. We do have a bit of a channel here, just something we're gonna have to keep an eye on. Twitter, still a bit bearish on Twitter. If you look at our EMA clouds, we have a clear downtrend here. But not much volume today. Palantir, clear downtrend. Big red candle today. These EMA clouds, they really tell you a lot. When you see it, just a big solid red cloud with a yellow one above it, which acts as the resistance. It's just clear downtrend. So, but it's bouncing off of this support and it's been chopping, the past week or so. Monster, up and down with Monster. Contracts aren't very good on Monster. I don't know why I have this on my list. Probably just because I like the company, but it's not too much to say about this one. It's just basically up and down between, 99 and 81. Let's look at some of the ones that we're currently in. So we had Sophie. Let's take a look at PFE. Let's take a look at Pfizer. So Pfizer looked good last week. We had the scare in the market today with the Omicron variant of the COVID-19. And of course, anything to combat the virus is going to do well, which they did. Pfizer did really well today. We were up about 60% on our call at one point before it retraced a bit. Let's see what we're at now. I'm still in it. I haven't sold yet. I've just raised up my stop loss. So currently up 42% on Pfizer, but I think it still has room to go up, especially if this virus fear continues in the market. So I'm going to hold on to it, raise my stop loss. Like I said, it's smart to just raise your stop loss. And then if it drops, at least you locked your profits and you're not losing. Let's see here. What else were we in? Sophie, we already looked at. PFE, MMM. So we gave the MMM put, and I know a lot of people got scared because it had that pump, but it's in profit now. So we gave it out. It was 265 for the 170 put for 114. Now, if we go in here, MMM is on the right. It's at 325 now. So if we pull up our profit taking calculator, I like to use this calculator to see how much percentage we actually have. So we gave the call at 265. It's currently at 325, so 3.25. We calculate that, and we're currently at a 22% profit. So it was at a 35% profit earlier today. So hopefully you guys, if you're in that call, you took some profits or at least raised your stop losses. Let's take a look at the chart. So this was a head and shoulders play, and head and shoulders are a bearish sign. So, or in inverse head and shoulders would be bullish, where this would be down here and these shoulders would be upside down, and then you'd see it be bullish. But this one is a bearish. So thanks to the Omicron fear, it helped kind of push it in that direction. So we still got lots of room to come down. That's why I'm not saying sell, but at least lock in some profits, leave some runners, because we got plenty of room to come down still on this. Or raise your stop losses. But MMM did turn out being a winner. I know some people got scared, but just patience is the name of the game when it comes to swing trading. GDRX. They upgraded it to a $41 price target. That's why we got into this play. But again, like, the damn fear in the market just kind of screwed us. So we had that gap down, but it's recovering. So that's a good sign. So still got time, still looking decent, still hanging on. Let's see. BAC, that's no longer in play. Plug is no longer in play. We already took our profits on that. Roblox, we got stopped out of. Okay, I think we're all caught up with our current plays. So we'll start looking for some new ones. So back to the list. Tattooed Chef. We've got our huge symmetrical triangle here, still working its way towards the apex, but it's just been a little bit too choppy lately. So once we see a more clear of a direction, we might re-enter this one. Smith & Wesson, I'm actually pretty bullish on Smith & Wesson right now. I think they're a good company, especially for the fear, the COVID fear. So I think it's going to be one of those things where, you know, when you have a pandemic going on, think zombie apocalypse. And I know that's a super extreme, but what's the number one thing that people want when during a zombie apocalypse, which is a pandemic? They want ammunition and ways to defend themselves. So not quite to that extreme, but we do have a pandemic going on, and it's going to end up being an endemic. It's not going anywhere. So I think Smith & Wesson is going to fill this gap here. The question is when. So I am bullish on Smith & Wesson. This gap is going to be filled. It's just a question of how long it's going to take. I don't like the EMA clouds right now, but RSI does look good. And get rid of this channel here. Get rid of this one. All right, so we bounced off of about 1571. We've got resistance around 1847. So I'm going to set an alert here. I've already got an alert set for our channel. I'm going to set an alert here and possibly enter a play if it breaks that line. Charge point down. Lots of sell pressure today. If you take a look at the top wick, and it looks like it's the beginning of a downtrend, according to the EMA clouds. It's broken past. Well, we do have some support right around where it's sitting. We do have support right around here, so that's not too far to go. So it might bounce off of that. So we'll just have to keep an eye on it and see. But if it breaks past this support line here, this might be a good put play. So we've got our alert set. A little bit of recovery on purple. Purple has been downtrending for so long. And this EMA cloud is starting to turn green. So it's possible we could start to see, you know, a little bit of a recovery from purple. Let me zoom out here. Get rid of that line. Get rid of this downtrend line. Get rid of this guy. I'm looking at more short term here. All right, let's take our Fibonacci and go from high to low. Extend our downward trend channel. Okay. Set an alert, entering channel. Set another alert. We called that one possible breakout, but we're going to call it exiting channel. All right. So we could see a retracement, a recovery retracement back to, especially if it hits this 0.23 on the fib and breaks past it out of the downward trend channel, we could see a nice breakout on that. So we'll keep an eye on it, but it's too early to tell right now. Playboy did pretty well today. It just goes with the fear in the market, Omicron fear, lockdowns, people got to stay home. What better way to spend your time than read some Playboy magazines? To each his own. Chop from Norwegian Cruise Lines. I can't really imagine the traveling stocks are going to be doing too well here soon because of the fear in the market, but the holiday season is upon us and people do tend to travel in the holidays. So it's kind of like a double negative. You got your negativity from the virus, but then you've got the holiday season. So too much what ifs for me, too much chop. Posh, still keeping an eye on it. We want it to break this resistance downtrend line here for a breakout and fill this gap. So we've got our alert set. Discovery, same deal. We've got our downward trend channel here. We don't have an alert set on, so we'll make sure we set one of those for a possible breakout. Excuse me, I got to take a drink real quick. Okay. AT&T back into the downward or descending wedge. So at this point with AT&T, since it's already made its move downward and that it's re-entering, what we want to look for is for it to hit this resistance line, which we've got an alert set for already for a breakout. Way too early to try to get into something like that because it could very easily just go right back down. Way too dangerous. And if you were going to get in like way early, you'd want something way out, like middle of next year, just to play it super safe. Riot blockchain. Bitcoin has been struggling big time, so which is kind of unfortunate. I was really hoping to see Bitcoin and the rest of the crypto market be a lot stronger by this time of the year, but I do have a good feeling about the beginning of next year for Bitcoin and the rest of crypto. I think we're going to recover nicely. So let's see here. We are sitting at a very strong support right now. But I don't like the way this EMA cloud looks. It's just a big fat red cloud. I'm gonna drop this down just a hair so we don't get our alert right away. And we will call this possible downtrend. Corsair, choppy. Moderna and Pfizer, Lewis. Yeah. I mean, like I said, uh, this fear in the market's not going away, and those are a couple good stocks right now for this fear from the virus. So they are going to thrive. That's why I said I didn't sell yet. I'm still holding on to the current PFE call. I may end up rolling it though. So that I was in on Webull, sitting at 46% profit. If we were to go to maybe January 21st or maybe even February 18th. Come on, load. I might need to reload Webull. Just a second. I will come back to that. We can look at it here too. PFE. So yeah, if we look at the 18th, February 18th, 65 is not bad. 38 delta is good. Theta is really good. The price is not horrible either. We got plenty of time. It's not bad at all. Yeah, I think I'm gonna roll this. Sell 3 at let's say, see if we can get 193. Oh, hold on. January 7th, January 7th, 62, 62. Why is it calling it a short call? I'm just trying to sell my current calls. All right, I think Weeble's bugging out on me. I'm gonna have to reload it. Oh, you know why? because my stop loss. I'm an idiot. Let me take a look at the chart real quick here. Take a look at the 5-minute. All right. We'll close at the mid price. And we'll wait for that. Hopefully it sells. If not, that's a very, very tight stop loss. And I'm okay with that. So we'll put on an alert saying what we're doing here because I don't want to keep anybody in the dark on that. All right. What did we say? February 18th? Yep. February 18th to the 65 strike. We could even do the 60 or the 70 strike, but I like 65 better. Much more open interest, much more open interest. And Delta is like much nicer too. There's like quadruple volume on the 65 strike. With a $65 strike price. How can I explain this? How to do this? Sell your current position. Purchase a new position for PFE 65C to 1822. Okay. Still haven't sold, hey? I think that's because it's climbing. No, maybe not. I bet you it's just barely riding it. 190 is what we chose. It's up there. It went. Just sold. Okay. February 18th. TFE. Oh, come on. Stupid Weeble. Okay. Get 3 of these guys. I wonder if I can get a 235. We'll call it 236. Yes, I'm aware I can't sell today. What that is for those who don't know. Oh, and we're in. So what that is for those who don't know is this is a cash account. So on a cash account, you can only use the balance that you have. You have to use settled cash. So since I sold before, I can't use that money to enter and exit another trade in the same day. So I can use the money to enter a trade, but I can't sell it until tomorrow. It has to be a swing trade. And if I were to sell it, then I would get a pattern day trader warning or whatever it's called here on Webull. All right. So we got 3 of those bad boys. Opened this up on accident. Let's take a look at Moderna. She's a bit choppy in the 5-minute. Eh. Not really liking Moderna. Apple went down today. Had a gap down, and then now it's recovering. Is the SPY starting to recover? SPY. Yeah, kind of. It's, I mean, it does look like it is. You can see this huge buyer's wick here. Go to the 5-minute. We can see a little bit of recovery happening. All right, let's try to find one more play. Disney, no. Mara, no. Go back to the daily. Drag this off the screen here. Getting very close to breaking this line. Push this up a hair. Something like that. We've got our alert set. We'll keep an eye on that. That could be a breakout. Blink. Got major support here, and it looks like it. Oh, this actually is looking pretty decent here. This is like major support that it's just about to bounce off of. In fact, it may have already bounced or started to. BLNK. News. Be wise to avoid fundamentally weak EV charging stocks. Charge point, blink. Okay, so that's not good news. All right. Well, I typically don't like to go off of news. I typically look at the technical analysis, but news doesn't hurt. sometimes, you know. So what I'm looking at here with this technical analysis is a huge bounce. This is a huge bounce opportunity. Like I said, it's major support. It's bounced off of this support many times. I'm going to take a look at the contracts, BLNK. But first, let's see. Let's get ourselves a trajectory here. So let's say something like that. Yeah, that seems about right. So we put this here. And see where we end up. Let's draw ourselves a vertical line on, say, February 18th, expiration. Extend this out. We got resistance right around in here. So the top of the trend channel would be around $45. So we'd be looking for something under $45 for a February 18th strike on BLNK. That would be a huge, huge move. February 18th, let's see. Look at these deltas. These deltas are super high. Even say 36. Let's see where 36 puts us. So if we get this trajectory, we could see 36 by end of January. However, it's risky because we could still bounce down underneath this major support. I think I'm going to put this play out because I really like the bounce here. This is a bounce play, but we're going to give it a really tight stop loss because if it breaks past this support, then it's going to go down. So we're going to do, we'll do the 37 strike. Yep. Let me see what it says on Robinhood. So right here, it's showing 94. The spread's not terrible. It's not great, but it's not terrible. Just going to look at Robinhood real quick. February 18th. We're looking at 37. It says 90. Yeah, that sounds about right. All right, we're going to make this a risky play, maybe even lotto with a tight stop loss. All right. BLNK 37C. 90 strike, 218. Let's get rid of that. That's just confusing. I'm going to make it very clear to everyone that this is a bounce play and it's risky. This is a support bounce. Let's call it major support. Major support bounce play. It's risky. And 30% stop loss. Okay. Got to keep my sundial stocks just in case weed ever goes legal. That's my lottery ticket. All right. Give me just like 2 minutes, guys. I got to use the bathroom real quick. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. All right, let me add this to my list here. It's another way I like to keep track of the calls that we give is by putting them in a watch list in Thinkorswim. These 3 watch lists that I have over here on the left-hand side are all exactly the same. But when I go to my active trader, I've got them each linked to a different active trader window. So that way I can open up 3 of them at once. Say I wanted MMM here all the way on the left, and then I could have Pfizer in the middle, and then I could have Blink all the way on the right. That way I can keep an eye on multiples. Louis says NVAX. Holy mackerel. That is a massive bearish engulfing candle. Wow. Are you bullish or bearish on this? Lewis, if you're here. Let's do a little charting. Horizontal line. Looking at the technicals on this, I would be a little bit bearish right now. Looks like it may be in an uptrend, but it's at the top of a trend channel, which it could bounce back down, especially with this bearish engulfing candle. You could see this come down and then bounce off. That's what I'm seeing with NVAX. Chop chop on Norwegian. Where were we here? Take a look at Neo. I told you guys earlier I was bearish on Neo. I drew this downward candle and it's coming down. So I think I was right on that one. This is a prime example of a symmetrical wedge that chose its direction near the apex, and the direction it chose was downward. But that being said, RSI is very oversold. So, but I'm just not seeing any support until we get down to about 26. So I am still bearish here on Neo. Harley Davidson. Looks like it's starting to bounce off the support a little bit. Trying to. It broke past it, but it's recovering back up into this descending wedge. Uber recovering a little bit. Delta Airlines. I don't like this seller's wick. Plus lots of chop in here. Farfetch, chop. MGM, chop. And what I mean by chop is you can see all these candles are just very similar to each other and just kind of trading sideways. Hood, still crap in the bed. PFE is our moneymaker. We got a bullish engulfing candle on United Airlines. Still choppy though. AMC looks like it's trying to recover. Coors, Wells Fargo, gap down today. Let's draw this gap. Parallel channel. Support and resistance. We've got our support line here already drawn. So I would expect to see this continue down to hit that support line. Which is not very far. And then possibly bounce back up. We might see some chop in here though. Got earnings coming up on January 14th. We'll set an alert for this for a possible gap fill. As you guys know, I always put these when these alerts hit, I put them in the trading view alerts in the Discord. Lyft looking pretty much the same as Uber. Ally Bank not looking too hot. Pins. Good old pins. Get rid of this. This is no longer in play. So we got a lot of chop going on here, but it's also riding this support line. I'm not really liking it. It's too choppy. Coca-Cola. Another gap. Possible gap fill. Get rid of that line. We're at the top of the RSI and it looks like it's starting to want to work its way back down. Then when I look at these EMA clouds, it might be starting to reverse. So we could see a gap fill. We'll keep an eye on it. We've got our alert set. Exxon with the gap down today. I like this buyer's wick though. Western Digital getting closer to the apex. Not much volume, very small candles. Man, the downtrend on D King. We've got our support line here and it's bouncing off of it, but it's kind of just riding it though. Let's draw a horizontal here. Set an alert for possible downfall. Way, way oversold on DQ. But that downtrend is solid. sitting around support, old support. Well, let's see. Got a gap here. Something like that. Server side alerts. No thanks. Oh my God. Can I not have any more? Nice recovery on Guild. This was a cup and handle type deal. Got a cup. Handle here. Broke out. We may see some chop here before another leg up. This handle is no longer in place, so I don't have to put, just get rid of that. We've got resistance. Yeah, right around in here. So if we can break past this resistance, we could see a nice run up. Possible breakout. Yep, I got to upgrade to get more alerts. Now let's see. I've got the Pro. If I upgrade to the Pro Plus, I can have Pro Plus until June. No. Just stick with the alerts we've got and we'll go back and just kind of keep an eye on these other ones. Man, talk about a downfall here on overstock. Jeez. Where's our support? It's right around here. Sitting right around, sitting on it. Will we see a bounce? Possibly. I don't know though. This is a pretty solid looking downtrend, but our RSI is super oversold. So what a fall. Let's bring this down. Whoops. Bring this down a hair. Set it. I can't set any more alerts. Well, we'll just keep an eye on it. God, it almost looks like a bear market. Look at all of these downtrends. Chewy is choppy. Blizzard. Okay, we've got our alert set here for Blizzard. This, if it breaks this line or even enters into the yellow EMA cloud, we may enter a long call on this. Definitely keeping an eye on that. Bullish on Blizzard. Bang. STX choppy. Oof. What a massive red candle today. Holy smackers. There's the gap fill pretty much. All right. Just gonna kind of zoom through some of these here. Still liking Walmart. Got our nice ascending wedge. I'd like to see it recover here. Just have to keep an eye on it. It's way too early. Way too early to tell. Pepsi. Let's extend our line here. Pepsi doesn't look too bad to the upside. Nice green candle today. Ugh, Nike took a dump. Red cloud crossing over the blue cloud. That's indication of a downtrend. Uh-oh. Something happened. Just got a trading view error. I think that's my cue. All right, guys, that's going to be it for today. If you guys have any questions, I don't know what this is. If you guys have any questions about anything, let me know. Otherwise, we're going to call it for today. We put out a play and we're rolling over our PFE call. And hopefully we can see some green tomorrow. All right, you guys take it easy then. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace out.